Hey, what's going on, yeah, listeners? Welcome back to another episode of the Come On Man podcast, Ep.7, Season 3. And we got a special guest. He's a well-known friend, and I think we worked out together and we became friends at the gym, like always, or like guys are. This man, my special guest is Joe. His traits are he's caring, self-spoken, no, soft-spoken.
Soft spoken.
Soft-spoken. I'm on here messing on my words. Soft-spoken and very humble. He's a very humble guy, and he gets the job done. My man Joe, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's definitely a big honor for me to be here on this podcast with you, man. I was very surprised,
Oh, you were surprised?
I was very surprised, very humbled, that you asked me to come out on.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. I like to get people to come on a Come On Man podcast. They're just a normal blue collar guy working every day, supporting the family and just being themselves. Yeah. And this ain't no like celebrity thing and like, oh, you gotta get VIP access to come on the podcast or some shit like that.
Yeah. No, I get that, but still, I never ever in my whole time I ever thought I'd be on any kind of podcast, regardless if it's small one, big one, whatever. It's just like when you asked me, I was like, oh damn, okay.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I'm glad that you feel honored. I'm glad that you're on here. I'm glad you took the drive, man. I know it's a doozy sometimes, but I appreciate you being on the podcast and everything. And let's get into it, man.
Yeah, sounds good.
I give a banger question to every guest, and your banger question is when the word being a good father comes to mind, what does that saying mean to you?
That's it. It's a good one. Being a good father is, of course, being there for your kids no matter what's going on in your life. Mm-hmm. Regardless of it's good times, it's bad times, whatever. Like I said, you can have the worst day in your life, pretty much one of the worst days in your life, but all that can go away with being there for your kids. Being a good father is, like I said, being there for them, and I don't mean just physically, but just mentally, emotionally, also, especially emotionally.
So not, especially not being like an ATM or something like that.
Yeah,
just being more than that, like the average dad.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, because that's one thing I learned as I got older, being a dad, and especially with my two oldest kids. My oldest son is 25, my daughter's 21, and then I have a 14-year-old and everything. But that's one thing I've learned as my kids got older is that being there for them emotionally and being there for them, letting them know that you're there for them. Like I would always tell my kids that it's like, hey, I'm here if you need to talk, and everything like that. Don't think that because I'm your dad, you can't talk to me about something. Right. I'm going to judge you or anything like that. I'm here to help you out no matter what's going on in your life.
Damn, no matter what.
Yep.
Damn, that's what's up, man. And did it took you like, I know you had a lot of gaps between, when it came to fatherhood, like from the start all the way to now. Like I already know you're well experienced in the fatherhood game, and I'm trying to get there too, man.
It's not an overnight process, man. It takes a lot. Yeah, there's a lot there, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot more error than there is anything else. Like I said, there's a lot of trial and error, and there's a lot more. I guess, for lack of a better word, failures.
Damn.
But you learn from those. And that's one thing you can apply to anything in life is that you learn from those mistakes. And in fatherhood, you may make those mistakes and everything, but that doesn't make you a bad dad. You learn from those and become a better dad.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm trying to learn the ropes myself. And when it comes to being a good father, trying to be in my son's life, trying to be active, trying to just be in his presence no matter what's going on. I'll be child support, and I'm doing co-parentship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, it was kind of rough.
Oh yeah.
And especially getting married and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I had to get my wife adjusted to it, and like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah, co-parenting is always the hardest. I will say that much, and I know that 100%. Co-parenting is always the hardest and everything, but it can work out.
Yeah, it definitely can work out, and it's been getting better with me and my wife, and especially myself and my son.
Mm-hmm.
Our bond has been getting better and better,
Yeah.
and we've been making we've been going in the right direction when it comes to fatherhood. But I know getting to that level in fatherhood, that fatherhood ultimate level, it takes time and error, like you said. It's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of failures, and a lot of setbacks. But at the same time, that setback can set you up for a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. And no matter what, no matter how old your kids get, it's still always going to be a learning process because, of course, as your kids get older, they're experiencing newer and newer things. And especially once they reach adulthood, that's a whole other.
That's a whole nother level.
That's a whole other level.
Man.
When they get to adulthood and they become parents themselves, because of course, me, I'm a grandpa now with 2 kids and everything.
Yeah.
It's a whole other level, because then you definitely got to be there more for them and everything like that, because they could sometimes get their wits in with their kids, and I'm like, hey, I went through the same thing with you, man. So you gotta have patience with that.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's good. So you kind of like a mentor for your your adult kids.
Yeah, exactly. You're always, no matter, and like I said, no matter how old your kids get, you're always going to be a mentor for them. You're always going to be that mentor for them, no matter what. Even when your kids sit there and act like they know it all, it's like, no, you don't.
Nah, man, that's dope, man. I'm trying to get. Like I said, I'm trying to get to that level, and I feel like I'm getting to that level, and I know it's going to take a lot of time and patience and a lot of willpower to keep going down this path of fatherhood. And I commend you for being where you're at, man, with your kids, and you being the father that you are. It's pretty dope, and it's pretty honorable to see that and sitting next to you as the man you are, as the father.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, like I said, I'll admit I've never been the perfect dad. I'm not trying to portray myself perfect dad and everything like that. And my kids can attest to that as well and everything, But you know what? In the end of the day, yeah, they could sit there and say, oh, yeah, my dad was like this at times. My dad was like that at times. But at the end of the day, they could sit there and say, but you know what? He's a good dad.
Damn.
You know what? He's my dad, and I love him. That's what matters. No matter what you and your kids go through, or what your kids may think of you at times, because you're a hard ass with them and everything. At the end of the day, they sit there and say, you know what? That's still my dad. I still love him. That's really it.
Damn, when you get them words, he's a good dad from your kids?
From your own
man,
kids.
I just got goosebumps off that. Like, for real, I really got goosebumps. Like, man, that's what I expect from him. I already know he think I'm a good dad, but, I don't know when the day he'll say like, Dad, you've been a good dad to me since birth, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, damn, that's that. How do you feel? I don't know how to explain it to the listeners. Because that's a personal, I think for fathers, that's a personal thing. Like, from your kid just roll up on you, it's like, hey, Dad, you're a good dad. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, your kids, when they're smaller, they're always going to see you as this superhero. When they're, real young, and especially like your kids' age, they're always going to look at you like that. But then as they start getting older and everything, they're going to start looking at you in a different light and everything. And they're going to be like, oh, no, hell no, I don't want to be with Dad. I don't want to be around Dad. Dad ain't nothing. But then they get to that point where they see, what, he is a good dad and everything. And it's, there will come a point where it's hard for them to say that, or hard for them to admit it. But there will become that day that they will finally do admit it, that they do sit there and say, you know what, Dad, you've been a really good dad to me. You've helped me out. You've been like this. You've been a hard ass. You've been like that or whatever. But at the end of the day, you helped me out. You were there for me.
Damn.
And for that, I love you.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
And I learned that from my dad, myself. My dad, growing up, we didn't have the best of relationships. And I always looked at my dad like, "Well, hell no, screw my dad." You get
That's
to
everybody.
you get to that point, yeah. But as he got older and as I got older, I realized, you know what, my dad was a good person.
Mm.
And I will say, July this year, it'll be 10 years since my dad passed away.
Oh, damn.
He passed away a lot sooner than what we expected.
Yeah, yeah.
And we weren't ready for that. And of course, I wasn't ready for that because there was still so much more I had to say to him that I should have said to him growing up.
Yeah.
And that is one thing I taught my kids is that as time goes on, you always want to tell people how you feel, regardless, like if, and I tell my kids all the time, I tell my kids, I love them. I'm proud of them and everything like that. That is one thing you always want to tell your kids, and you want to tell anybody that, tell your friends, not just family, not just your wife, not just kids, tell your friends, tell people who are there for you. You know what, man, I love you.
Yeah.
Always speak up. Always say what's on your mind and everything like that.
What? And what? No. I don't want to cut you off. You doing hella good, man. I like you letting it out. I'm like, damn. But in the back of my mind right now is like, what is stopping people from like, saying how they feel? Cause I know people they get to that point. They be like, Joe, and they stop.
They
and like,
stop, yeah.
And like, why, what's stopping them from releasing that?
Honestly, nowadays, I feel like, a lot of people don't tend to express how they feel or tell people how they feel.
Yeah.
It's because they feel like it's going to make them look too soft.
Really?
Yeah. I think a lot of people have like, that mentality.
Like that's a weird mentality.
It is, but a lot of
like cause it not to cut you off again. It's the soft mentality. That's weird because the only time people start to be hooting and hollering and saying, "Oh man, I love this person," but it's like when they're dead and gone. About why you not saying it while they're here now?
Exactly, but and some of it has to do with how they grew up.
Okay,
like me, for instance. I will admit, being Hispanic, growing up in a Hispanic household, men never, we were taught as men not to ever express how we felt towards, and especially towards other men. Like towards our guy friends or towards even our dad or anything like that. We don't go up to our dad just random day like, "Hey, Dad, I love you." Because then, the way it was back then, it was like they would be like, "What's wrong with you? What the hell?" Or it would be like, "Okay, what do you need now?"
Yeah,
something like that. So I feel like that's another reason. Is that a lot of people grew up in households like that, like they were not taught how to express how they feel.
And you feel like you're doing that today with your kids?
Yeah. See, with my dad, I went through that, and that's what I try to teach opposite with my kids.
Yeah.
Is, don't hold back how you feel. Even if you're mad at me that day, I mean, I've gone through it plenty of times. I mean, especially with my daughter. My daughter has the same attitude like me, and it's,
yeah.
And there's days where, she's said things to me that's on her mind. And yeah, I may not like it at that time, at that moment, but at the same time, I'm glad she speaks her mind. I'm glad she tells me what she feels. My oldest is learning that same thing. He's learning that more and more as he's gotten older, and especially because of the fact that he's become a dad now himself.
Right.
So yeah, that's the one thing I definitely try to tell my kids is say what you feel, say what you think. If you feel like you want to tell me you love me, tell me. If you feel like you want to tell me you hate me that moment or whatever, tell me. I understand.
Right. Okay. Damn, man. I like that you give them that freedom to express themselves towards you and not hold anything in. Yeah. And I know that's I'm going to say dangerous thing to do is to hold things in. Yeah. And not release it. And you just kind of just building it up.
Exactly.
Until like you explode or whatever and things like that.
Yeah. Whether it be until you explode or until it's too late. And the next thing you know, you have that regret. I mean, again, going back to my dad,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never fully expressed everything to him, how grateful I was to him, how much I loved him, and this and that, until it was too late. And granted, I don't have that regret anymore, but it's still, there's still a little bit there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'm always going to have that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I wish I could tell him that. I mean, there's plenty of times, you know, where I've sat there and say, I wish I could have just at least one more day with him, just to tell him everything that I feel.
Damn.
So,
Yeah.
and that's what I try to teach my kids is say what's on your mind, say what you feel, because you never know. And especially as we get older, you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. That either I'm gone or, God forbid, something happens to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. Yeah, man. It's I try to express that to my kid and let him know that, you know, you got to respect everybody. You got to express yourself. You got a voice. Yep. You know, use your voice. Stop, you know, talking like a baby. He's 8, about to become 9.
Yeah.
And you know, we're still learning each other, and that's the process of being a father. Yeah. And I'm grateful, and I understand the process. Yeah. And I got the patience to do whatever it takes to learn that process and get better in that process and master that process and continue to learn once I master that process, keep learning. Yeah. And you know, and being proud to be on the same stage with you, have that master status. See, you know?
And that's the good thing with you is that you have that patience. You have that mentality of that you're wanting this and that and everything. You know, you're not closed-minded and just saying, all right, I'm just going to stay like this, I'm going to stay this type of dad, and that's all there is to it. It's a good thing. You want to keep that open mind, you know, like that, because like I said, you know, fatherhood and just life in general, it's not a straight line. It's peaks and valleys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I see all the peaks and valleys,
and I feel like we go through more valleys than we do peaks.
Yeah, you ain't lying on that one. I feel like I stay in the valley, boy.
I've been in them plenty of times.
I was like, fuck. I'm like, when I'm gonna get out this mug, man? Then I get out. I'm like, oh, I'm about to hit a mountain. Oh, damn, I'm in the other valley.
It's like
shit.
It's like, yeah, you think you're going up that peak, and it's like, no, it's just a little hill back down.
Yeah, man. But I to be honest, to say it on the podcast, I enjoyed the process of being a father. At the beginning, I didn't understand, and I didn't want to be a father. Yeah. And I don't know why, but probably because I was young. Yeah. And I was scared.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you're young,
you're scared,
and when you're young and it's your first time being a father, oh yeah, you're scared shitless. Your mind is going a million miles a second and everything like that. You know, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah, man. I felt like I was unprepared when my kid came, and I was just like, bro, I am not ready to be a father. Like that, I'm not ready, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that. Yeah. That's what I told myself when my son Noah came into this earth. I was like, damn, I know I don't want to be a father, but I do want to be so I was on the fence. Yeah, and I made the decision like, okay, I'm a be a father. I want to be a father. I want to be in his life, and I want to be, you know, a part of everything he does, no matter what's going on. Like this saying, like you said, no matter what's going on, I want to still be a part of your life and let you know that, hey, no matter what's going on, I'm still in your life, and I'm gonna be here. Yeah, and we're gonna have that bond. Yeah, and that's the decision I made when he first came in, and it was a struggle at the beginning, like always, and I had to fight. I had to figure it out. I had to struggle. I had a bunch of setbacks, had a bunch of failures. I was going through it. Yeah. I was going through it, man. And I was just like, man, I don't know about this fatherhood thing. But so I think somewhere along the line, it kind of slightly turned around. It was still hard, but it wasn't as hard. Right. And it was like, hey, you still have a lot of learning to do. And like God was showing me a way. He said, hey, you got other fathers here to show you the way. So, exactly. And like yourself and everybody else is just kind of, hey man, they'll do it like this. And I was like, like observing and picking up the different things of like,
Yeah.
oh, you do it like this with your kid. Oh, you do it like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of make like a little playbook, and I'm like, oh damn, let me do what Joe did with his kid. Okay, bet. Let me do what such and such do.
Yeah,
And
you always got to take little bits from
and just kind of
here
make it
and
into your
there
own
and
style.
Make it your own. Yeah, being a fatherhood. It's not like starting a new job. They give you an orientation manual and be like, all right, here you go. This is how you do it, and that's it. No. Fatherhood does not work that way. No,
they throw you in the woods and you got to figure it out.
Exactly.
And you're like, fuck. No, man. Oh God. But speaking about fatherhood, what about like family? Like when it comes to building a strong family, how's that? How do you establish that?
Ooh, that's establishing a strong family, family bonds and everything. That's a difficult thing to do also as well. You know.
Okay.
I put it up there with fatherhood, and I say that because a lot of times your family is not who you think it is.
Okay.
And sometimes, just like they say, unfortunately, sometimes family is not blood.
What do you mean?
Like, you may have aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, I'd say brothers, sisters, even, that, like I said, they're your blood, but they may not act like your family. They just, they act like you're a complete stranger, or they act like somebody they can use you, and everything like that. So that's why I say is developing strong family bonds. It's really hard to do. It's really up there with fatherhood.
Okay. Okay. Like when it comes, not like for your aunts and everybody, but your like your own personal family.
Like your own personal family though. That's just something you sit down and you talk with them about. Like I do with my kids. Like I'll tell you now, my 3 kids are all from different mothers.
Okay.
So they're not full-blooded siblings.
Right.
They're half-bloods. But I still try to emphasize to them, you know what? This is your brother. This is your sister. So forth.
Okay.
And they, for the most part, do act like that. They talk to each other on the phone, and everything. And then whenever we're all together for parties or just hanging out or whatever, they all sit there and they all talk with each other. They all have fun. They all have a good time together and stuff like that, because I try to sit there and put that bond with them of like, this is your family no matter what. This is your family. And I try to do the same with the rest of my family, is try to keep that bond with them and everything. Like, my cousins and everything, I try to keep that bond with them. It's like, hey, we may have this age gap or whatever like that, but we're still family.
Yeah.
You're still my dad's nieces or nephews. You're still my mom's nieces or nephews or whatever like that, So, and I try to tell them, no matter what, we're still family. I'll still try to help you out whichever way I can, and everything like that. Like I have a couple of cousins who are trying to start their own business and stuff like that. So I try to post them up. Yeah. As far as, helping them out with the business, whether it be reposting anything they throw up there from their business. Same thing with my sister. She starts her own businesses. So I try to help her out, reposting stuff like that, because, it's all about, you want to help your family as much as you can.
Yeah. It's all about that support system.
Yeah, exactly. It's about that support system. And then when you have that support system, that's when you can develop that bond with each other and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like family bonding, especially outside of your immediate family, your wife, your kids, and everything like that, it's a little trickier. Like I said, it's up there with fatherhood, but you kind of learn as you go with that also as well.
It's kind of sort of like a blended family.
Exactly.
So it's like your family, but it's not your actual. It's like a blended family.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit more to it than the original route. As your actual family, you have to do a little bit more and things like that to keep the bond, to build the bond, and then keep the bond strong as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah.
Damn. Oh, damn. Yeah. Yeah. I think we we basically have the same situation, me and my wife, because my wife, she's new into the family, the family thing with me and my son.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was new to her.
Mm-hmm.
She understood she understood the assignment, and she just kind of just came with it. She just like, hey, you know, I know this is not my kid, but I'm gonna treat him like he's my own child. And I was like, okay, you know, if you can work with that, we can make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest was history.
And that's always the one thing you want more than anything else, you know, in your life, is to have that person right there next to you that's always going to be there to help you out, or always going to be there and be understanding of what's going on in your life.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's hard to find, man. That's hard to find.
Definitely nowadays.
Shit, man. It was like you tell that to the new generation. They're like, oh, you got a kid. Oh no, that ain't my. But you know, you get you deal with the bullshit, you know, and you deal with the nonsense because they don't want to step in, not being the stepmother or stepfather, just being there for you and to like support you.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We're like, hey, you know, you tell them like, hey, you don't have to be the stepmom, stepfather. Like, I just need you to support me in my little struggles as I'm going through the process and stuff. Go ahead.
Some of them don't see it that way. Some of them feel like that if they're coming into a relationship with somebody that has kids, they feel like right away you want them to be the mother for that child, you know, and everything like that. And it's like, no, I don't want you for that. I just need you here. Or they think that because, or sometimes they think that because, you know, you're a single parent, that you want them around because, you know, you're spending all your money on the child. That, all right, I need you for the extra money on the side to help me out. And it's like, no, I don't need you for anything like that. I could take care of myself even without you, bro.
Man, I told my wife from the jump, man. I was like, hey, what goes between you and my son? Like, hey, my son is priority.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're not cool with, you know, building a family with me and my son, or you're not including my son, then, you know, we can't make it work.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, you know, you kind of let them know in the jump, and then you let them make that decision on their own, kind of just throwing on the table and like, hey, this is what the agreement is. This is my demands. And if you don't like it, you know, you can walk away.
Yeah.
And some people stay, and some people like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I see what you're saying. People are not willing to step up to the task.
Yeah, some don't want to put in the work to make things.
Ooh.
Some don't want to put in the work to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, that's basically what it comes down to a lot of times. You know, they it's either they don't want to put in the work, or they feel like because that you have a kid that you're not going to be able to spend money on them or spend time with them and everything like that, you know. And it's like,
and that's not true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not true at all. Like, you can still spend time with that new spouse or whoever you talking to while spending time with your kid. Like, you can balance it out.
Yep.
But you just got to let them know what's going on. You go like, hey, I like my kid. He comes first. Yep. Like, whatever's going on with him, like, if you on board, you on board. If you're not, you're not. Yeah. But you just gotta let them know, like, hey,
you always got to be up front.
You gotta be up front. Some people don't be up front. They just lie. I don't know. They lie. They basically lie about it, and they're like, "Oh no, I don't got no kids," or "Nah, you know, there's not gonna be nothing in between." And then they get into the relationship, and shit happens, and shit gets in between in their relationship. Like, "Oh, you're not spending more time with me. Oh, you thinking more about your kids. Oh, you don't love me no more." It's like, nah, man. And it's just a whole bunch of mess. You know,
I definitely couldn't be with somebody who would deny their kids. If somebody sat there and said, I don't have no kids, and the next thing you know, they're like, surprise, motherfucker, I got a kid. I'd be like, no, I'm out of here. Yeah.
You know, you lied to me. No. Yeah, I got you. No, the moral of the story is you got to be upfront with people, especially the new generation. You just can't lie about it. And if they don't love your kids like they love you, then that they're not meant to be with you.
Yeah, and like you said, being upfront with them, I mean, that ties back into everything else. Being upfront with your own kids, being upfront with your family, being upfront with your friends and everything like that.
Yep.
You know, always speaking the truth.
Oh yeah, you know? Always speaking the truth. That's the bottom line, and we got to stay true of speaking the truth.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
And and when you do that, you know, and you stay true like that to yourself and you stay true to others, they will appreciate you more for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they will appreciate you a lot more. And what else I have to say? I forgot. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
It just yeah. They basically stay true to who you are and basically just be there.
Yeah,
But
and with with especially I feel like with your friends and with your loved ones, that when you're upfront with them and they may not like it at first, but eventually they appreciate that you were upfront with them and they still stick around. Those are the ones that you appreciate more yourself. Those are the ones that you keep within your inner circle more than anybody else.
Hell yeah. Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So yeah, man, appreciate that. Appreciate that little talk. What about staying active? Like how do you stay active now that you're a little bit older?
Yeah.
And like what routines do you do to keep you active?
Man, I mean, of course, me. I do powerlifting. That was how we met. And everything, So yeah, I mean, that's the main thing is, powerlifting. I got back into skating. I've skated since I was 15 years old, skateboarding, and everything. And, I did it for a long time, stopped for a few years, did it again, stopped again, started back up again. It's, as you get older, it definitely gets harder to stay more and more active because, your body definitely starts tearing down a lot quicker than you realize,
Right.
And there's times where your body just feels so worn out and you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. And it's like, no, you got to do it because then you start getting into that routine of, I don't want to go today. My body hurts. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Then next thing you know, all of it's gone. You don't stay active anymore whatsoever. You just want to go home, sit on the couch, watch Netflix all day.
And drink a beer.
And drink your beers, yeah.
Nah, that's not what's up.
So staying active, as you get older, like I said, it becomes harder. But at the same time, it is definitely essential as you get older.
Okay.
You definitely have to stay active because the minute you start, I feel like the minute you, like I said, you start getting into that Netflix mode and everything like that, your body just
shuts down.
It just shuts down and your body really starts deteriorating a lot quicker than what you.
Damn.
I mean, because like I said, there's people, I'm 50.
Okay.
And there's people who look at me and they're like, man, you don't look like you're 50. And
you don't look like you're 50.
And I look at them and I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 42. And I'm like, you look like you're 50. You look like you're 55, and everything like that, and it's because of that, whereas, and I'm not saying nothing bad about the person because, that's their choice. If that's what they want to do, more power to them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, you can look at somebody who's in their 40s and everything like that. They look like they're in their 50s.
Yeah.
Because they're not an active person. Whereas you can look at somebody like me, I'm 50, and people be like, you don't look like you're 50. You don't look like you're a grandpa.
Man, you move like a young gun. You be moving. I'm like, damn, man, Joe, you moving like that?
Because
I'm like, damn.
I've always been active. I mean, growing up, I played baseball. I played youth football, bowling, any sports. My parents always put us in sports. My parents were the type where, like I said, they had us in sports. And if we were at home, we're sitting down watching TV, my parents would turn off the TV like, get your ass outside, go play, and everything.
Yeah, that's how my parents was.
Yeah, they didn't like us always being in front of the TVs and stuff like that. So I always stayed active, even as I got older. Like I said, I may have had those moments where, I had my party years going out, drinking, partying. Everybody does.
That shit's for the birds now.
Yeah, exactly. As you get older, you realize, no, that ain't for me.
No, man, you been to the club lately?
No, man.
Man, that club scene is trash, man.
Nobody want to see a 50-year-old in the club.
I got you, man. I got you. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah. No,
I
believe it.
And I think me and my wife was trying to plan to go to the club, and she was like, "I don't want to go to the club no more." And we didn't go yet. We were just like, "I don't feel like going to the club."
Yeah.
I don't know, just dealing with people and then the crowd and everybody's drunk and they stink and it just smell like feet and ass. It was just like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, I of course, I'll go to a bar, go have a few drinks, hang out with people.
Casual drinking. Yeah,
something like that, But, I mean, like I said,
you don't get like white boy wasted.
No, nothing like that. Yeah, you getting carried out of the club like Tom Brady did when he had too many avocado tequilas, and everything like that.
No, man. So what do you do to stay active? What's your routine?
Of course, right now, I'm hurt, so I haven't been in the gym for the past month. But
right.
Other than that, outside of that, I mean, go to the gym. I'm in the gym 3-4 days a week.
Okay.
Like I said, I got back into skating. Me and my cousin, we try to go at least once a week to a skate park. That helps out. I take my fair share of slams and everything like that. But I look at it as it being cardio. Okay. I do that. Go walking around. I mean, people think walking is not exercise. No, man, get out there and walk. You be surprised how much just walking actually benefits you.
It benefits you a lot, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, that's basically my weekly routine. It's gym, walking, skating. If I'm at home and I really don't want to go anywhere, I still try to do like some kind of stretching, some kind of foam rolling, anything like that.
Something productive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about like recovery and stuff?
Recovery, same thing. Just a lot of icing. I mean, especially me, it's ice packs everywhere.
Yeah,
all over my body.
You look like the Iceman.
It's ice packs all over my body.
Yeah,
my massage gun.
Okay, you gotta have that massage gun.
One thing I need to get back in the habit is going to a massage therapist. Let them start doing that more.
Man.
I haven't done that lately, and
I got somebody on this side. I know somebody that's pretty deep tissue massage therapist. Yeah. And they're pretty cheap too. He's a good dude. He goes to Roman and stuff.
Okay.
I'll give it to you after the podcast and stuff.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
But yeah, man, that's the word for me. When it comes to staying active, man, I do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff, like go to work.
Yeah.
Work 12 hours.
Exactly.
I'm climbing, fighting with pipe. I'm boilermaking, using my hand tools and shit. Hanging from freaking harness and shit. I was like, man. Then I leave there and I go to the gym and then I'm there for like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Powerlifting, lifting heavy ass weight.
Yep.
And I'm back in my mind. I'm like, where the fuck am I getting this energy from? I take pre-workout. Shout out to Lee. He showed me the Naburu.
Oh no,
the Naburu life, baby.
Oh no,
hey, that get me through a lot.
No, you need to talk to Lee about that Naburu when he gave me that shot that one time with Naburu pre-workout.
You was just going.
I was just going, got home, straight sweating. Even when I was taking a shower, I was still sweating, man. I'm like, dude, what is going on here, man? Like, what? I'm sweating in the shower. What's up with that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Naburu, man. The Naburu changed your life, man. Oh man, but that got me through a lot of struggles, man.
I hated Lee for that for a while.
Yeah. No, but Lee, man, he showed me that, man, and that's been helping me out through all my trainings, especially working 12-hour, 10-hour shifts at work.
Oh yeah,
I be dog shit tired.
Oh yeah,
I be dog shit tired, boy. I'll be like, man, I don't want to. Like I said, like you say, you be in the car, you be slapping my head, slapping my forehead, like, man, I don't want to be here while I'm here. Blah blah blah. I'm bitching and complaining, but I'm still walking in the gym. Yeah. I'm still getting motivated.
And that's always the one thing you still want to keep that mentality of, staying motivated.
Yeah,
staying. Not so much motivated, because you always hear that motivation is fleeting. It's not, and people always, and that's one question that people do always ask me, going back to motivated. It's like, how do you stay motivated even, as you get older and this and that? And it's like, it's not a matter of being motivated. Motivation is fleeting.
Yeah.
It's a matter of making it a daily habit. when you go constantly, it becomes a part of your life,
your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to people about that lately. Again, going back to me not being in the gym for the past month, I tell them, man, I go home and I feel weird because like I'm not able to be into the gym because I'm hurt right now. It just feels weird not being in the gym because it's become so much a part of my daily routine and everything that it's just, it feels out of place not going. And that's what I try to tell people is that it's not so much being motivated. It's just that when you go, it becomes part of your daily routine.
It's like a discipline.
Yeah,
exactly. Like because you've been going so consistently, it's like you're determined and disciplined. Just to that's my lifestyle. This is part of me. I'm going. Even though you feel like shit.
Yeah,
you still going to the gym. Even if you're going through the motions, you still in the gym.
Yeah.
And then once you get out the gym, you're like, man, I feel amazing. Mm-hmm. And then you start knocking out other tasks in your life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what's been happening to me. Like, after I do the gym, work out 2 to 3 hours, then I'm come home, do my little social media stuff, do the podcasting, and spend time with my wife and my kids and stuff. And I'm always moving. I'm always active. I'm always doing something. Yeah. And my wife says, like, man, you too damn busy. But it's a good busy though.
Yeah. That's always the main thing is that you always want to stay busy.
Yeah.
Or not so much you always want to stay busy, but that even though you're busy, you still make time out for everything.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, you're working 8, 10 hours, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
At your job. Then you go to the gym. Then you still come home, do whatever you need to do, and spend time with your wife. That's the thing is that you know how to make your time quality time. Yeah, and that's what matters most.
Yeah, Now that's what I try to do, and it's been like once I got it, man. Once I got that routine and I got it and I master it, it's been like peaches and cream. Yeah, it's still hard. But it's a little bit more easier to handle.
Yeah,
and I balance everything else. I categorize.
Categorize.
Okay. Yeah, put everything in a different category, and I kind of I focus on this task. Like, okay, on my work, I'm doing this. I get here, I'm at the gym. Focus on getting stronger, getting better, and then when I get to the house, I'll focus on my wife, focus on my kid. Yep. Then once they're happy, then focus on my passion projects, my podcasting or social media or YouTube or whatever, or photo, whatever I'm doing passion project wise, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. And then I go to sleep and then I wake up and I do it again. Yep. And it like you said, I've been doing it so long, it's just a part of me now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yesterday, man, I felt, not yesterday, I went to the gym yesterday. I think Tuesday I didn't go to the gym because I've been working so many hours at work. And I was just like, man, I was telling my wife, like, I feel freaking weird. I feel weird. My body was like being weird to me because it's like, it knows like it's supposed to be gym time, but we're at the house. Yeah. And it was late already. It was like, I can't go to the gym because I got to get my sleep and get ready for work the next day. But I just told her, like, it felt like my body was, I don't know how to put it the word. It seemed like my body was reacting like I missed the gym for a whole year. Yeah. Like a couple of years, but I only missed the gym for like 3 days.
Yeah. And I think that could be something because like I said, where your body, like I said, you're so set already in a daily routine with the gym and everything like that your body's ready for that. Yeah. And it starts to release all this testosterone naturally to help you go, to help you get going in the gym and everything like that. And of course, when you don't go, that testosterone goes to waste, and it just basically, and I don't remember what it's called, but it turns into something else that it just, it makes you feel, ugh.
Yeah. That's just kind of how I felt, man. Yeah. And I was just like, man, I just need it was kind of like a drug or something. Yeah. Not a bad drug, but it was like a good drug.
That's basically the equivalent of it. It's like a junkie who doesn't get their high, and they're kind of going cold turkey in those first day or two that they quit.
And it was only 3 days, and I'm just like, man, what's wrong with me?
It's basically what it is. It's basically the equivalent of a junkie not having his fix.
Yeah,
and
it's like the missing piece of a puzzle, type of thing, and it's just like, man, why, man? I know I'm working all these hours, but it's like, my wife is like, you're gonna be all right. You got the weekend, you're gonna be off. You just got to work twice as hard because she's like, oh, you got these podcast episodes, and you gotta have to find time to go to the gym on the weekend and things like that, and go from there. And I was like, I'll just make the proper adjustments and then go from there. And I went to the gym yesterday. I did this, I did that, and now we'll probably go to the gym tonight after the podcast, or probably go to the gym early morning before the podcast, one of the two.
See, and that's a good thing right there. Like I said, speaking about your wife, like I said, that's a good thing that you have somebody like that in your corner that sits there and be that second voice, that other voice of reason to help you out. Like,
man.
It's good that she's there to help you with stuff like that. Because, like I said, you could be freaking out like, oh, I haven't gone to the gym and everything. And, she'll, like I said, she's there. But like, it's okay. You can go this weekend, you just get it all back in the water. Everything will be all right.
So she kind of keeps me centered and keeps me under control. Yeah. So I don't, spaz out and stuff like that. Yeah. And man, it's kind of like a little daily struggle and stuff. But once I get back in my routine, I'll be all right. But everything else hasn't been like terrible. It hasn't been terrible. It hasn't been like this prep, because I'm in prep right now, everything hasn't been going terrible. Everything's been going really, really good.
Are you doing Nats again this year?
Nats? No, I'm not doing Nats this year. I switched over to Powerlifting America.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Lee told me about that.
Yeah, I switched over, and I wanted to try that new federation, and I got to meet in June 29th.
Okay.
And I'll be in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty good, and numbers are jumping like super crazy. Marshall got me on a good program this year, and Marshall's been looking out. We've been doing everything virtual right now because he's been doing a lot of stuff with his family, and I've been doing a lot of stuff with my family. And now life's been our lives been a little bit more busier,
right.
So that's understandable, but we're still keep in touch and keeping in touch of communication. And
okay,
stuff.
Well, that's good.
So so everything's good. Everything's in process. But do you have anything for the listeners, like if they're like for our listeners to take away from this episode, if they're how to find ways to stay active?
I mean, like I said, just doing what you like. That's the main thing, is doing what you like and something that that's going to benefit your body both now and in the future.
Okay.
That's the main thing, is doing something you love. It doesn't have to be powerlifting. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding. It doesn't have to be strongman. Just do something. Stay active. Like I said, like go skating, go roller skating, go skateboarding, go walk, go freaking power walk around the mall, like you see people do.
Yeah.
Just do something to keep your body going, and everything like that. Like I said, it's going to benefit you both now and in the future.
Hell yeah.
That's always the main thing, is just doing something that's going to benefit you.
Okay, man, I appreciate that, Joe. Appreciate that. So when it comes to making memories, like what do you mean by that? I know you said no matter like what's going on, you still want to make memories.
Yeah. Nowadays, especially the younger generation, they feel like when they make memories, they have to do it somewhere special. They have to go across the world. They have to go the other side of the world. They got to go overseas, or they got to go here. They got to go there to make memories. And it's like, no, man. You make memories where you are. You make memories with who you're with and everything like that. It could be the most mundane things. I mean, I have memories. I have so many memories with family, with friends, with my kids, that some of them are just the most random memories. Some of them are just the most random things.
Yeah.
But they're memories, and that's the thing about it. I mean, I tell my kids that all the time. Like I tell them, I remember when you were 2 years old and this happened. They're like, damn, how do you remember that? And I'm like, because that's something special to me. That's a memory that I will always cherish.
Right.
Of course, last year when we did Nats, we went out to Vegas.
Yeah.
I actually made that a road trip. I wasn't.
How was that?
Dude, that was fun because it was me, my youngest.
Yeah.
We drove from here to Amarillo. Then from Amarillo, we stayed in New Mexico.
Okay.
The first night. Then we drove to the Grand Canyon. Then finally to Vegas.
So was it like in the movies, like the roads and shit like that?
I mean, no, you had your highways, yeah,
In the deserts and shit like that.
You had the
really?
deserts and everything like that. It was beautiful.
Wow.
It was
with the mountains and the shit.
With the mountains and everything. The Grand Canyon. It was beautiful. I mean, you see pictures, you see videos of the Grand Canyon, and it is nothing until you see it in person. Like me and my son both were like, whoa, what the, and everything, and like
That's
I said,
dope.
This was all on the way to nationals. And when I finally got to Vegas and just sharing all that memories with my son, those stops that we did and everything like that, and we finally got to Vegas, in all reality, nationals was the last thing on my mind after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At that point, it became more about spending time with him, making memories with him and everything.
That road trip was a good memory.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's something that me and him will always remember.
Especially the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Grand Canyon, his first time taking him to Vegas. He's a big fan of battle bots, and they had that going on there, and I took him to that. He loved that and everything. But so yeah, that's always going to be one of our memories, I think, growing up that we're going to have. But like I said, making memories, it's more about it's not just about going to Vegas, not about making these road trips or anything like that. It's just about spending quality time with your family, spending quality time with your friends and everything, and just remembering those times.
Yeah. That's Gatorade on the bottom of that floor.
I didn't want Gatorade.
Oh my God. Sorry about that, Joe.
No, it's all good. It's part of fatherhood.
Yeah.
It's part of fatherhood.
Yeah, man.
It comes up, it comes up at different times and everything. I know how exactly that is.
Yeah. So no,
but yeah, no, like I said, making memories again, it doesn't have, yes, that's one memory we're definitely going to cherish.
It doesn't have to be special.
But it doesn't have to be that. It can just be anything. I mean, like I said, I haven't gone a lot of places in my life.
Yeah.
I've mainly stayed here in Houston. I grew up here in Houston my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I've hardly traveled much out of the state and everything. But I still have countless memories, even just being here in the city, that I will always cherish.
Damn.
Whether it be, like I said, with my kids, whether it be with family, whether it be with friends. I mean, there's been, I still have memories, and even now just thinking about them, where I mentioned my friends, where we've done some really random things in our car and everything. I remember there's, one of the memory, perfect example of something that can be so mundane. Yeah. But it's still a special memory, especially to somebody like me with my friends growing up, was we'd be in the car, and of course we're jamming out, listening, to some heavy metal and everything like that. Yeah. Next thing you know, we get to a stoplight, and my friend who's sitting in the front seat, he wants to, like, quote unquote, stage dive into the back seat with everybody else.
Oh, wow. Why, he's driving?
No, I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, we're at a stop sign.
Yeah.
We're at a stoplight and everything, and all of a sudden he said, yeah, stage dive, and he jumps back, and I'm like, what the hell, dude?
They all in the car?
Yeah, we're all in the car and everything. And then next thing you know, like, pretty much every time we stop, somebody was doing that. They were freaking stage diving in the back of my car and everything. And that's why I say about, making memories, making special memories and everything and saying that it doesn't have to be somewhere special. It doesn't have to be a special occasion. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact of making those memories and remembering them, and everything like that.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, memories. I think memories just happen wherever you are. So like you say, it don't have to be super special. You don't have to travel the country to make a memory. Like, Like, what just happened now? That's a memory. Like, bro, I'm doing a podcast and this dude, he was looking at the trash can. I was telling him this Gatorade on the floor. You know, things like that. You know, and he's going.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, and stuff like that. You know, maybe 5-10 years from now, you could bring that up to him, and he'll be like, I don't remember that, and be like, oh, I do. You know, and that's because to you, that's a memory that you have. That may be some kind of special memory to you. It may have a special meaning to you in some way or another.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like my example I just gave right now, it was something completely random, but to me, it was a special one because, you know, that was me and all my friends just having a freaking good time in a freaking small little
stage diving in a small like Prius or something.
Yeah, like a little Hyundai, like a little 4-door Hyundai, you know, and everything like that we were in.
That's crazy. Stage diving in the car.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's hard to explain, but that's the lack of better word for it.
No, man, that's a good, man. I'm glad that you have all those memories that keep you going, that keep you striving to be great in everything that you do, especially not, you know, it's not just you being a father and being good to your kids, but being good to yourself as a man and to your spouse and everything else, and just being being the best that you can be in your life.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is not so much making memories for yourself, but making memories for others that they can remember you by.
Yeah.
You know, as y'all get older, or say if something happens that your life is cut down too short, but these people have these memories of you.
Right.
You know, y'all didn't have to go 2,000 miles away to make memories. Y'all made them together right here in Houston, or y'all made them together here in this little rinky-dink gym, or you know, something like that. You know,
I got you.
You know, that's what it's about. That's really the whole thing. That's what I mean by making memories, no matter what. It's just something that you can remember, and then something that people can remember you by.
Damn. Hell yeah. And like I always like to for you to finish with that topic. At the end of the topic is basically giving like any advice to the listeners, like to helping them make better memories without traveling too far to make a memory, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's really, I guess you could say, pick and choose, you know, or if you feel like this is something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Right.
You know, you may be saying that in the moment, or sometimes you may sit there, let me put it this way. You may think, oh, well, I'm just saying that because I'm caught in the moment. No, if you feel that way, then hold on to that memory.
Right.
You know, don't sit there and pass it off as like, oh, whatever. Had too many drinks, or I'm just caught up in the, like I said, I'm just caught up in the moment, or whatever.
Yeah.
No, if you feel like that's something you want to remember it. You know? You know, maybe a year from now, or 2 years from now, you can probably go say, if you're with your friends, and be like, hey, remember when this happened? They'll be like, hell no. Like, I remember it, you know, because it was an awesome memory for me. And like that, you know.
Okay. Damn, man. So, yeah, man. Well, listeners, you know, like Joe said, man, you don't have to do too much to make a memory, man. Making a memory is super, super simple, super, super easy. You just, you know, if something happens that's funny or crazy or whatever y'all got going on in your life, and it seems like it's a good memory or a great memory to you, keep it.
Exactly.
And don't take it for granted, or don't toss it like it's like don't toss it. Don't toss it like trash.
Don't throw it away. Yeah, don't throw it away like nothing.
Oh yeah, don't nonchalantly throw it away like it ain't nothing. But it's super valuable.
Yeah, exactly. If you feel like it's something valuable that you want to hold on to it, because like I said, you can be 90 years old and it may just randomly pop up.
Damn, yeah.
You know, and it's because it was a special memory to you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So listeners, don't do too much when it comes to making memories, man. Yeah. Keep it special.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. And what about when it comes to staying true to yourself? What do you mean? You like being just original?
Just be yourself.
Okay.
Don't worry about what others think about you.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, don't overdo it. Just be yourself. Be who you are.
How do you do that? How do you work on that? Because I know it's hard for some individuals to be themselves, and then they getting judged and ridiculed, and they going through the hell in the wildfire. I would just put
hell in a handbasket.
hell in the handbasket because they're
And-
like, I want to be myself, but the people don't like me originally, so I got to be this character. And it's like, how do we stop people from being a fake person and just be themselves?
And and you know what? I will say that nowadays with social media, with Instagram, Facebook, it's even harder.
Oh yeah,
It's
so much comparison and stuff like that.
so much comparison, so much people judging each other on there. I mean, you see where people just commenting like crazy about other people and this and that and everything. So it's hard. It's hard nowadays to stay true to yourself. Because like I said, you want to be loved by everybody. I mean, we as humans, we're a tribal nature, and so we want to be part of a tribe and everything. So a lot of times, what do people do when they go to be part of a tribe? They start becoming like that tribe. They start acting like them. They start developing their habits and everything.
Right.
And sometimes, yes, it's good, but then sometimes it isn't. But staying true to yourself, that's the main thing. How can I say this? Like I said, you don't really want to let what people think of you outweigh who you really are.
Okay.
I've been there. I've been there where I felt like I worried too much about what others thought of me.
Yeah.
And I stopped being true to myself. I stopped being who I was and everything like that. And when I finally realized that, I was like, damn, I lost my way.
Damn.
I'm like, I lost my way. I lost who I am. I lost who I lost who I truly loved and everything like that, which was myself.
Right.
So when I finally saw all that and started being true to myself once again, I felt a lot happier. I felt much better.
And you didn't care what nobody says.
I don't care what anybody says. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, like I said, some people, of course, I know a lot of people my age that still skate and everything like that. But there's a lot of people that know me. No, I'm the only person at my age still skating, and they're like, "Can't believe you're still skating. You're 50 years old. You're a grown ass man, and everything like that. You don't need to be on a skateboard." I'm like, you know what? This is who I am. Right. This is who I love. I'm not gonna stop because you tell me to stop. Ooh. I'm not gonna stop powerlifting because you tell me to stop. Right. I'm not gonna stop doing this or doing that because, you tell me to. This is who I am. This is what I love. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't care what y'all think.
Damn.
And that's the main thing is you always want to stay true to yourself.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. And how do you build, like, for the listeners, how do you build that mindset of not caring about what others think? That is so hard. It's easy said than done. It is, but it's hard to do. It is. It's really hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
Because the critics and everybody listen to the negativity from the people. Yep. It's hard to do, and you're like, and eventually you bite to what they saying. You're like, man, fuck you, man. Blah, blah, blah. You're like, at the same time, but just having that mentality of I do not care what other people think. This is me. This is the true me. I don't care. Like, how do you build that? How do you get that?
It's like you said, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
You have to go through that process.
And work at it.
Exactly. Because like I said, that point in time where I did lose who I was, I did lose not being true to myself. And
trying to please everybody.
And then finally when I started seeing that and started working my way back to staying true to myself, to what I liked, to who I was, to who I am and everything like that, it was hard. I was steadily going back to myself and everything like that. But at the same time, I was still like, no, I still want to do this. No, I still want to be like that. No, I still want this and this person to love me, and everything like that. I still want this and this person to like me.
But it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was hard. It was hard. So, it's like I said, it is much easier said than done. But it can be done.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing is that it can be done. And if you stay on that path and you stay true to yourself, you'll realize how much happier you will be.
Damn.
I mean, like I said, when I finally got back to being true to myself, who I was, what I liked doing, what I loved being about myself and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I got back to that point, I realized, you know what? I'm much happier.
Damn.
I'm much happier like this. I am much happier like this. My kids saw how much happier I was and everything too. My family saw how much happier I was.
Damn.
So,
That's what's up.
that's always the main thing is you stay happy to yourself. It reflects out to everybody. Everybody sees it.
Really?
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
Damn, man. That's deep.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
That's deep.
like I said, some people may not think that's true, but it is true.
Yeah, and I think regardless of the fact, if once you stay true to yourself, people gonna talk regardless.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna talk
Yeah.
regardless. It's just a matter of fact. It's just a matter of fact to, well, you already mastered of not caring and just being true to yourself. And once you get to that level of not caring and you just true to yourself at the highest peak.
Yep.
Most of those things the people are saying bad about you is like, oh, why are you still doing that, man? You're 50. You need to be chilling out, spending time with your kids. You need to be cutting the grass, doing something in the garage as an old man. It's like, I'm old, but I ain't an old man. You know, but at the same time.
But it's staying true to yourself, not so much in just what you love to do. It's just staying true to yourself emotionally, mentally, and everything.
Yeah.
Man, because, at the end of the day, people are going to talk about you regardless of whether you're true to yourself or not. If they feel like they want to talk about you, they're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
People
That's
are still
true.
going to talk shit about you.
Yeah.
Regardless.
It's just a matter of fact of they're like, oh, okay, whatever, and just keep it moving, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, while you're upgrading and elevating, they're gonna be stuck in the same spot, stuck on the same level. While you like at level 20, they're still at level 2.
Yeah, I had an old coworker. His name was Carl, and he used to tell me stuff like that. And he was kind of the one that kind of helped me with, staying true to myself and everything, and started realizing about staying true to myself, because there'd be times where he'd be like, I would tell him something, he'd be like, Joe, like what? It's like, do you cook my dinner? No. Do you wash my clothes? No. Do you pay my bills? No. So, all right, then I don't give a fuck what you think. Then it's like, until you do all that for me, I don't care what the hell you think.
Damn, hell yeah. Damn, that's the mentality they have. Yeah, they don't pay your bills. They don't take care of you. They don't wash your clothes, nothing like that.
If they don't benefit you in your life in any way, why should what they say affect you?
Damn. Yeah. That's true. That is true. Damn. Why do their opinion matter?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter if they're not like, say, your wife, your kids, somebody like that.
Yeah.
Somebody very, very close in your life. They don't have to, like this, they don't have to pay your bills. They don't have to do all that stuff. But just somebody that you have very, very close in your life. If they don't help you or benefit you in any way, why should it matter what they say? I mean, if I leave out of here, I go somewhere and a guy sees me and says, I don't like you because of the way you look. I'm like,
okay.
All right.
I'm going to go inside and get this soda.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the way and that's the way you need to look at it all the time in life.
Like, you feel like the people, they try to get a reaction out of you?
Yeah. I mean, some people do it just to get a reaction out of you, and some people,
And when they don't get a reaction, they fucking pissed. They like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that normally works. Let me try this, and it doesn't affect you. Like, man, why are you messing with me? I'm not messing with you. Like,
some people do it because they want to get a reaction out of you. Some people do it because of the fact that some people will do it just because of the fact that they see you are happy for the way you are. They see you happy being yourself.
They see your life is simple and loving and supportive and everything that they want, they don't have.
Yeah. And they see you having that. So what they'll do is that they will try to pull you away from that and be like them, so that you won't be happy either. Excuse me.
No, you're good. No, but No, forget that, man. No,
Yeah.
you flying with the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
You how you saying soaring?
Yeah,
Soaring?
you're soaring with the Eagles.
Yeah, you soaring with the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
Man, forget the people at the bottom. They're like
Exactly.
ants and dogs and shit like
Exactly.
that. I'm flying, man.
Exactly. I mean,
And I'm flying and I'm happy and I'm true to I'm true. I'm my true authentic self. There you go.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And no matter what happens in my life, no matter what you say about me, I'm still gonna be me.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Hey, listeners, man, I hope you listening. I hope you made it this far. I hope you got some good advice in this episode, man. This episode's been really, really dope, really, really badass. And let's see. Oh shit, man, my bad. Perseverance, my man. What's up with the perseverance? What you got on perseverance?
Perseverance, man. That's a good one too, because that goes back to like what we talked about earlier in the podcast where we mentioned peaks and valleys,
Oh yeah,
and that life you're gonna have more valleys than anything else,
yeah.
and that's where perseverance comes in. Like you're gonna have these valleys, but you work your way through them.
Yeah.
You persevere. Like I said, you're gonna have your setbacks, whether it be a setback in the gym, whether it be a setback at your job, setback in life, family, whatever. There's always gonna be problems, but you persevere through them. You continue through them.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, one thing I've learned, and one thing I've read is that they say you tend to learn more from your defeats. You learn more from your defeats than you do your victories.
Damn.
You know,
I believe that.
yeah, I believe it too, 100%, because I've gone through a lot in my life.
We all gone through a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've gone, you go through your life, you lose your job, you can lose your car, you lose family, you lose friends,
lose money.
You lose money. But as long as you keep pushing forward, that's what matters.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. That's hard, man. That's hard to do too.
It's hard to do. Yeah. There are moments in life, yeah, where it's hard.
You feel like there's like it's impossible to move forward because you feel like you lost everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I've been there. I've been there where I've lost my job, I've lost my apartment, I lost my car.
You hit rock bottom.
I hit rock bottom and I wanted to give up.
Well, what you do?
I kept pushing forward. I lived with family for a little while.
No matter everything that you lost, you still found a way to push.
I still had to push forward because one, I'm stubborn as fuck. My family and my closest friends can attest to that. I am stubborn as fuck.
Yeah.
So I kept pushing forward. One, because of that. Two, my kids. I didn't want to give up because I knew my kids were watching me. I knew they were watching me, and I had to set an example for them. I had to set a good example for them.
Yeah.
And I didn't want, I wanted to set a good example for them, but then I knew too that I had to be there for them no matter what. And I had to do what I could no matter what. I mean, like I said, I hit rock bottom, but I lived with family. I did little odd jobs here and there until something permanent finally came up.
Yeah.
Just to keep myself going. My youngest was living with me at the time full time.
Oh, wow.
And it was hard. Yeah, it was freaking hard.
I know.
Getting him to school and then plus having money, of course, to
figure it all out.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, it was hard. It was very hard. I did want to give up, but I knew at the same time he was depending on me. That's like
strong.
I said, I had to show him a good example. Two, he was depending on me. Same thing with the other two. The other two, yes, my other two kids weren't living with me at the time, but I knew they still depended on me.
Yeah, right.
So, that's my thing is you got to keep pushing forward no matter what, because even if others don't depend on you, you still depend on yourself.
Right. Yeah.
You just perseverance. It's, that's said, you're going to have your valleys. You're going to have your trials and tribulations of life, but it's learning from them and persevering, pushing through is what matters the most.
My boy Joe, man, you finishing the episode like that, man. Yeah. Oh my God, damn, my boy Joe, man. Listeners,
Thank you.
hey, you did your thing on here, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I gave you the floor and you took it. You said, give me the damn mic. I'm like, oh, yo, chill.
Yeah, shoot, I wasn't sure what I was gonna say, man, but
No.
yeah, it seemed like it.
Now you came. It came out. It flowed naturally,
Yeah.
man. And I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Oh man, like I said, it was an honor.
Yeah, man.
I was
I'm honored.
completely
I'm honored that you came on and spoke like that, man.
Yeah,
Shit, that's some. Man, that wisdom was flowing out through you, boy.
Hey, when you get to be an old man like me, like everybody says, yeah, you kind of tend to pick up a bit of wisdom here and there.
I think Leon got a nickname. He called you Old Man Joe.
Yeah, old man Joe. Yeah.
No, man, I appreciate you coming on here. I appreciate having a good time. This is a dope ass conversation, dope ass episode, and man, I give listeners. Take your time. I give my guests the floor again. This is like the ultimate floor of giving positive affirmation, advice, life lessons, anything, some juicy positivity. So for the listeners to take away from the episode, and help them move forward or push or persevere in anything that they do. Yeah. But give me one more second. I'll be trying to play these songs and stuff. All right. I think that'd be good. Yeah. So I'll let you take the floor. You got it.
All right. Well, and it's like we discussed in the entire podcast, is 1, staying true to yourself. 2, push forward no matter what. No matter what comes at you, always push forward. Always stay as positive as possible.
Yeah.
And keep pushing forward. You have a bad day, you have a bad week, doesn't mean it's a bad life.
Yeah.
Bree, you have kids, be there for your kids. Be a father for your kids. Be a damn good father for your kids. Be that father where your kids look at you and your kids think, my dad is the best dad in the world.
Hell yeah.
You know, be that person. Be there for your family. Be there for your friends. And again, tell them how you feel, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. So, you have your family, whether it be your mom, your dad, grandparents, cousins, whoever. Tell them how you feel. If you feel a certain way, tell them you love them. Tell them, hey, I love you. Same thing with your friends. Your friends may sit there and be like, dude, you gay as hell. But tell your friends. Tell them, hey, man, I love you. I appreciate you being in my life and everything like that. I appreciate you being there for me.
Yeah.
Do that, man. They may sit there and look at you a little funny.
Yeah.
But, you get that off your chest. You'd be surprised how much better you feel about yourself.
Hell yeah. And that's it, huh?
And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Man, my boy Joe, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I appreciate you giving this hell of good knowledge and hell of good wisdom. And man, I want to give some positive affirmation from me to you. You are the greatest person I ever met in my life. I'm glad that we met. I'm glad that we cross paths.
Cross paths?
Yeah, cross paths, and we became friends at the gym.
Oh, same here, man. Same here, brother.
and man, you're freaking amazing, man. You're damn near like a superhero in a way, man. Not just to your kids and to yourself, but to like everybody who you come across too, man. And that's the God honest truth, man. Like, you're super, super amazing. You're super, super true to yourself, and I appreciate you and everything that you do, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you too, man. Like I said, you, Lee, everybody else that I've come across in these last few years, y'all been like really good people, man, and I'm glad that I've met y'all in my life.
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And yeah, man, I thank God, and I appreciate you that I get to spend time with you and spend time with everybody and building a relationship while we're living on this thing called life.
Right.
As we're going through a place called life,
Yeah.
and going through the struggles and the battles of everything, but we're all figuring it out. We're all figuring it out together.
Right.
And I appreciate you for everything that you do, man. And
All right.
whatever you're doing, keep it up, man. Stay active, stay strong, keep on persevering in everything that you do for yourself, your kids, your family, your spouse, and just your career. And
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Until then, listeners, thank you for spending the time. If you made it this far, thank you for giving us your ears. Thank you for giving us your time, for taking the time to listen to the episode, if that makes sense. We appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you for everything that you do. And thank you for supporting the podcast. And until then, peace, love, and positivity. And we're out.
Laters.